Here's to whiskey kisses, the peaty taste of sin.
Greetings, whiskey folk.
Hi, whiskey folk.
Brett's here, and you know what that means.
It's time for another exclusive cask.
Yeah.
Yes.
At some point, I will invite you back for like a non-exclusive cask.
No,
No, you only want to be here for the
I
exclusives?
like the exclusives.
That's good, so we've got quite a few coming.
It's just like me. I'm exclusive.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And only available at the Strath.
Well, sure. Yeah. Let's not bring my partner into this, but sure. Yeah, that sounds... Yeah.
So for those of you who haven't seen a video with Brett yet, Brett's actually my manager, believe it or not. And this is how I treat management.
I'm the one that cracks the whip.
Yeah, asshole. All right.
I'll get the write-up. Don't worry about it.
All right, we have a very, very exciting new whiskey, as I'm sure you already know because you've seen the thumbnail or clicked on a link on an email or seen the title of this. Let's not beat around the bush.
Yes.
It's a freaking Glen Scotia.
Oh, I can't wait for this.
The Strath's first ever single cask Campbeltown is here. It's very exciting. So quick little bit of background before we get into things. Glen Scotia, one of 3 active distilleries in Campbeltown, which used to be the most, the biggest whiskey making region, not in terms of geographic size, but in terms of output. I think there's like close to 3 dozen, at least 2 dozen distilleries.
There was a lot.
Yeah. And in the Victorian era, Campbeltown was actually the richest town per capita in the entire British Empire.
Do you want to know why that is?
Whiskey?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Railway, waterway.
No. Well, they didn't have a railway. That was the downfall.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So the reason that they
downfall.
had so much whiskey is because at the time it was all transported by water, and Campbeltown is on the Kintyre Peninsula, made famous by the Beatles song. Was it Beatles or just McCartney that did Mull of Kintyre?
I think it was just McCartney.
Yeah, Wings maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. I was. You know the Canadian version of Mull of Kintyre?
No.
My first ever whiskey festival here, I was in the after party with, who was it introduced me to this song? Tyler Musteka. Tyler, if you're watching.
Oh, Tyler.
And he introduced me to Canadian Tire. So many great prices to see. Here's our flyer.
Yeah.
There's always a deal there. Canadian Tire.
It's beautiful.
Weren't expecting that, were you? So the Mull of Kintyre. And the biggest reason that they lost so many distilleries, they kind of apparently... this is a little hearsay because it's hard to defend yourself 200 years after the fact, but apparently their quality kind of went down. They got a bit lax. I would say that it's more likely that it's not necessarily the quality, but the style of whiskey was not what the market was looking for.
Fair.
Because railways came in, Speyside took over, and one of the things that railways did was not just bringing goods out, but also bringing in a fuel source which hadn't been used before, coke, refined coal. So no longer using peat, which meant a cleaner, non-smoky single malt, which was being made to make cleaner blends, which was really, really enjoyed in the North American market. So people like Glen Scotia that were still making dirty old peated whiskey because they didn't have access to coke, the Glen Scotia survived, but almost all of the other distilleries did not.
Yeah.
In fact, only 2 survived, Glen Scotia and Springbank. Kilkerran got revived.
Springbank.
Or Kilkerran. There's a fun story.
Oh,
do you know why Kilkerran's called Kilkerran?
No.
So the distillery is actually called Glengyle. It's owned by Springbank. And legend has it that the guys that own Springbank specifically created the distillery because they were told by the Scotch Whisky Association that Campbeltown was no longer considered a separate region because it only had 2 distilleries.
Okay.
So they opened a new 3rd distillery just so that Campbeltown could have a regional designation again. And Glengyle Distillery was the one that they decided to reopen. And it came to the time to release the whiskey. And Glen Scotia went to them and said, you guys own the Glengyle Distillery, but we actually technically own the rights to the name Glengyle on a whiskey bottle. And you can't use it.
No.
So if you look at the back of a Kilkerran, there's actually this really hilariously passive-aggressive write-up on the back that says, we chose Kilkerran as the name because we thought the prefix Glen was not becoming of the Campbeltown region and is more commonly known in the Speyside and Highland regions, despite the fact that 2 out of the 3 distilleries in Campbeltown are Glen something.
Glen something. Yeah.
So I think that is bollocks. Yeah. But yeah, the rivalry between Glen Scotia and Springbank in the past was quite something. I believe they're friends now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Glen Scotia, small distillery. It's amazing that we get as much as we do here in BC, and it's absolutely incredible that we've got a single cask. Because I think I don't know if it's still the case, but a few years ago, I believe the stat was that there was only 4 people working in the entire distillery, and one of them ran the gift store.
Yep. Yeah, I remember you used to say that all the time.
Kind of wild.
Great.
We've been big fans of Glen Scotia here. We took on the exclusive during the pandemic of the Victoriana when it first came back to BC, and we've carried it strongly ever since. And in fact, there's going to be a good sale on Victoriana soon because we've got a lot of it right now.
Yep.
So we'll be putting that on a fun sale soon. But that big, dirty Victorian era style whiskey is kind of what we love about Glen Scotia. This is a slightly different approach. This, whilst yes being our first Campbeltown, I think is more of a spiritual successor to our Loch Lomond cask.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Same company. Loch Lomond, Glen Scotia are part of the same group, the Loch Lomond group. Similar age. And kind of vaguely similar flavor profile as well. And that Loch Lomond cask, we've only got like 6 bottles left, I think. So,
no way, really?
Yeah, we're very few left. So perfect timing for the Glen Scotia, frankly. But this is the part where Brett and I are slightly worried. Not worried. I think it's all going to be okay.
Everything should be fine.
But there's always a little bit of risk when you pick a cask.
Yeah.
Because when we tasted this, we actually tasted this.
That was outstanding.
Yeah.
That made us buy a cask.
A duty-paid sample. Glen Scotia 2016 unpeated, first fill Oloroso hogshead. And it's just a finish, I should mention as well. Sample purposes, not for resale. This was the cask sample. It's not necessarily going to be exactly the same product because it's, when it's not, when it's in a cask still, it's still aging, it's still maturing, it's still changing. So it's probably not exactly the same. So we're going to try this first and then judge whether we think this got better, worse, or the same. And does it really matter? Because frankly, even if it's a little bit worse than this, it's still going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
And this is the last of our sample. So when we had this sample, the reason there's not much left is not just because, we're gluttons.
Well,
it's
not the only reason.
We actually shared it with our staff, and we did a very much S&WS tasting panel style thing, where we got everyone to come up with their tasting notes, and then we combined them into one small tasting note and actually have that on the bottle.
Yep.
So 5 of us at the Strath got our tasting notes included on the bottle, and we'll read those out for you in a minute. But, all right.
Prost.
Time machine. Going back to November, was it we had this?
Oh, God, yeah. It's been a while. Oh, still love the nose on it.
It's... man. The retro TV dinner tray. I'm spoiling the tasting notes a little. That's where it ends up. That's the crescendo.
Yeah.
It does have that fun, like, Tupperware-iness.
Yeah.
So Glen Scotia is such a wild and interesting story. I've had Glen Scotias ranging from the lightest, most floral, delicate, balanced thing in the world to something that tastes like a rubber dinghy set on fire. They are everywhere. They make peated, unpeated. They've actually, I think, got 4 different distinct styles they make because they have a long fermentation and short fermentation as well.
Yep.
So if you have a long fermentation peated, it's different to a short fermentation peated, which is different to a, I don't know about the fermentation length, but I know for a fact that this is unpeated. If I was to guess on the fermentation length, I would say probably long because it's got a lot of orchard fruity, peachy, apricot-y kind of notes.
I think golden raisins was my...
Yeah. That made it to the bottle, I think.
Yes. Oh. Sorry, I get very excited.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, very pastry forward as well. And like... You know how the crystallized big chunks of sugar on a pastry taste different to powder sugar? Like it's got that slightly more burnty kind of thing. Yeah. It smells like that. It's got like chunks of sugar. Sugar
okay,
chunks.
Yeah. It's like going to one of those good bakery pastry shops, just checking the window and just seeing the big crystallized sugar chunks. Just I want that Danish. No. That one.
Oh yeah. All right, I'm going in. It's like eating a fruit salad out of a Macintosh.
Creamy, delicious, biscuity. And actually, it brings a lot of that Danish quality that I was just discussing right into the glass.
And it's quintessentially summery. Like that's why I think it's the perfect follow-up to our Loch Lomond, which I think was the whiskey of the summer back in 2023 when we launched it. This has that. It feels like you want to be drinking this on a nice, bright, sunshiny day.
Yeah.
Luckily enough, we've got a few of those coming up.
Oh, thank goodness.
Although I just learnt last night that the Langford Lake's got a E. coli advisory, so I can't go swimming anymore.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, bastards.
Might just have to find a pool somewhere.
Yeah, well, the YMCA's in walking distance. I'll just go there.
So's the lake.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it a little bit so I can do a direct comparison. But yeah, I mean, it's good enough. We said yes to buying a cask of it, so you know it's obviously pretty good. Let's see what happened.
Okay.
So let's look at the packaging, shall we? Beautiful. I love how this turned out. I was a little honestly when I saw the new redesign of the single cask thing and the mock-up we got, I was a little bit worried that it looked kind of strange, but the label was just straight white on the mock-ups. Yep. It's got this nice sort of marbled natural look on the real thing, which is so much better. First fill Oloroso Hogshead, and it doesn't actually say on here, which is kind of strange, but it is just a finish. It's between 6 months to a year in that. It was ex-bourbon before. 8 years aged, distilled in 2016, bottled in 2024. Cask number 24/62-2. Yep,
that's that number is the reason we picked it. Just the number.
We got 226 bottles. And natural color, no chill filtration, cask strength, of course. 54.5 is the ABV that this came out to.
Very nice.
And our Strath official tasting panel notes are aromas of apricot jam, cinnamon candies, and peach caramels. The palate offers nutmeg-infused honey drizzled over a golden raisin, ginger, and hazelnut pastry, freshly microwaved and served on a retro TV dinner tray. The Strath tasting panel.
Yeah, that's good.
And I believe the retro TV dinner tray was actually Brian's.
Yeah, it was Brian.
Input. Yeah, which is fantastic. All right. Campbeltown is one of the officially recognised and protected whisky regions of Scotland. The small town on the Kintyre Peninsula of the West Coast was home to over 30 distilleries. So yeah, I was right. It's almost 33 dozen. A distillery on every corner. It was known as the Victorian whisky capital of the world. Only a few distilleries endured and survived to the present day, and Glen Scotia stands proudly among that last of the many. Classic Campbeltown malt. That is what it looks like. Happy.
All right.
Well, tradition states that you've got to open this.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
It is your duty as manager.
God, that looks so good.
Right?
Okay. Exclusive cask for the Strath, you say?
Yeah, I mean, I was tempted to say the first because, you know, hopefully we'll get more in the future. Also, that we had the option of which color to have the highlight. I chose blue. Yep. If we go for a second, I'll choose red next time so we can tell them apart.
All right. I hurt my shoulder yesterday, so let's see how good this pop is.
Was that the bottle or your shoulder?
Oh, God. No, I think that was the bottle. That was the bottle.
Lovely.
I'm going to let you pour it, though.
That's fair. There you are, sir.
Outstanding. Thank you.
Ooh. Smells a touch sweeter to me.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely it does.
I'm not covering your face up too much there. I'll put it this.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah. No one needs to see my face. They want to see the whiskey.
We need the money maker on display here.
I did trim my beard.
It's very nice.
Only for the internet. Yeah, definitely sweeter.
Yeah. It feels like that honey drizzle that it talks about in our tasting notes is a little heavier now, which is nice.
Is it a touch more floral?
I would say that it's like Manuka honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, floral honey now. Like not in a like Beaumory lavender floral.
No, God no.
In a sort of more fresh like herbal floral.
Like a sunflower floral, if that. Like just
like fresh linens.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Fresh linens on a twine washing line. On the twine line.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean the nose is absolutely lovely. It's to still have that funky Campbeltown thing going for it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like the Campbeltown funk is, I would say, the only final example of an actual regional distinction in whiskey. Like every other thing you can say, there's more things I think that go against the rule. Like the Highlands are bold, Spacesides are delicate, whatever. Lowlands are really light and all triple distilled. I mean, it's just not the case. Isla's all peated. No, there's unpeated Isla's, there's peated non-Isla's. But this funk, like I think all 3 Campbeltowns have it.
Yep.
And this one in pretty large amounts, I would say.
I'm going in.
All right. That's done well. Yeah.
Oh.
Especially to say the bottle's just been opened. That's got it's got a little zest to it now. A little sort of lime zest.
It's beautifully.
The cinnamon is like mixing with that really nicely. Lime and cinnamon is a fun combination.
I think this is basically taken those tasting notes and really kind of magnified a good amount of them. And everything feels really well composed.
Yeah.
I think it was one of those little bits where, especially in the cask sample, it was a bunch of groups of tasting notes, whereas this is really cohesive.
Yeah, and I mean, that really might have been part of the bottling process, right? Because it does sit for a while and in an inert container and sort of marry the flavors a bit better. And through the bottling process, there is like barrier filtration and things. It takes impurities out. Like this, like the cask sample, whilst fantastic, it does feel a little chaotic.
Yep.
And this feels a little more harmonious.
Yep. That's just so lovely.
Yeah.
You still get all those nice bright stone fruit notes.
But that rancio, that funk, is still... the rancio is a term from... Is it cognac or Armagnac?
Armagnac, I think.
And the best way I always try and describe it, if you've not heard me say this before, and it's a feeling that Brett is ever so familiar with, I just saw a photograph of his example, is returning to a family cabin after the winter, after it's been closed up for a few months, and you go back and it's just a little musty, but in a really endearing, pleasant way. You know,
as long as the roof hasn't collapsed with raccoons living in it. Yes.
Yeah. It's like this weird homely feeling. To reference the Penderyn release that we just had in our Whiskey World Cup video. The most recent Penderyn release that we have is called the Hireth, or Hireth, which is a Welsh word meaning like this longing for your sort of ancestral homeland and people and place. And it kind of feels a little bit like that. It feels like returning to somewhere which is like oddly nostalgic, whether you've been there or not. Like a deja vu drink.
Yeah. No, I can.
Oh. Yeah. There's a ginger. It's like those, what they call elixir ginger chews.
Yep. Almost dusted and a bit of that candied powder across it.
Totally. I feel like this has more in common with many of the peated Glen Scotias I've had than the unpeated. It feels like a peated Glen Scotia without the peat.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it's not like we've had some really light and delicate floral Glen Scotias. This is definitely not that. It's got a lot of spice and fruit. Like I think this is firmly in the fruity spicy category.
Yeah, absolutely.
The whiskey folk categories. I mean, we'll let whiskey folk be a judge of that. At some point, you will get a chance to sample this exact bottle. Now it's been opened.
Yes.
We haven't decided exactly how and when that's going to happen, but at some point, you guys will be drinking this bottle. Yeah.
Oh.
You might be drinking your own bottle before then, though, because part of the reason we're recording this is because in just a few hours' time, it is being launched. Which means that the pre-order discount is only available for a little while longer. If you are watching this video before 9 a.m. on Monday, the 28th of July, 2025, you can still get 15% off on the pre-order. If you've missed that deadline, well, hopefully it's still in stock, but you'll still get your 5% Whiskey Folk discount. So
absolutely.
Don't worry, it's not the end of the world. You're just leaving money on the table is all. Regular price for this is $174.70. Which, for a Campbeltown cask strength single cask 8-year-old whiskey from a sherry cask, is a great deal. It's an even better deal at 15% off because it's $148.50, sub $150 for a cask strength age statement Campbeltown. That's lovely. It truly is.
Did we talk about the age statement on this one?
Yeah. It's 8 years.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. And exclusively available at the Strath with an asterisk.
I love this. I really do.
Nothing ever quite goes to plan, but we're really happy to have accidentally made new friends. So you can get a little bit of this at one store on the mainland, and there is one case available for our fans over on the mainland. If you want to save on shipping and get one locally, there are 6 bottles out there, and I will leave a link to that in the description as well.
Perfect.
Special thanks to Ben Treen over at Everything Wine. We're really happy to be partnering with you guys, and maybe this will lead to some wonderful partnerships in the future.
Yeah.
So you can pick up a bottle at their Croydon Drive location in Surrey if you're quick. They only have a very small amount. That's your neighborhood, isn't it?
No, Delta was my neighborhood.
Isn't that the same thing?
Ouch. Yeah, it is. I think this couldn't be a better whiskey to release during the summer, honestly.
Totally.
It is outstanding, and I get to go back and try it against the other one now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, definitely brighter.
Yeah, the one's a little tobacco-y on the nose now. It's almost gone in the glass. That's interesting. Not really getting that at all in the final product.
I prefer the final product. That cohesiveness really does bring it.
Yeah, it feels more purposeful.
It's absolutely more purposeful.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. Yeah. Like I said, though, even if it was worse than the Cask sample, I'd probably still be happy with it because it's a really, really quite impressive Cask sample. So yeah, come pick up a bottle. We're really excited to be releasing this Glen Scotia. It's available right now at strathliquor.com. Link in the description, of course, for our website as well. And yeah, stay tuned to your emails. We will reveal how you can get a sample of this one coming up very, very soon. In the meantime, we've got a brand new sample in the store. You can come and try some Highland Queen. There's a link to that video at the end of this one. We've got tickets to our Blackadder tasting up right now, which is very exciting. We've just launched tickets for our Malts of Asia tasting. We've got a tournament of tequilas coming up with so many fun things coming up. I've got the Outturn. The SNWS Outturn is in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Which is wild. So yeah, it's a fun whiskey summer. Thanks for joining me, Brett.
Always happy to do so, my friend.
See you on the next one.
Cheers.
Find your way home. Your way